The moment we have been waiting for, the Dolphins 2023 schedule has been released. I am Will Scott. Welcome in to Dolphins Today. The schedule has been leaked just moments before they were expected to announce it on the NFL Network show, but we have the schedule to bring to you right now. Before we get into it, predict the Dolphins' record in 2023. A lot of high expectations, a lot of optimism going into this upcoming season for Miami. Go down in the comments and predict the Dolphins' record. Let's get into the schedule. The Dolphins begin with 2 games on the road at the Los Angeles Chargers. That could be a revenge game for Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins. They went to the Chargers on Sunday Night Football last year. That was one of the most abysmal performances we've ever seen from this team. Offensive side of the ball just did not get it done. Tua Tagovailoa, one of the worst games we've seen from him. He'll have a chance at redemption against Justin Herbert. And then in week 2, the Dolphins go to the New England Patriots. That will be Sunday Night Football, so a primetime game early in the season for the Dolphins. Their home opener will be week 3 against the Denver Broncos. You got to feel good about winning that one based on how Denver looked last season. And then week 4, you go to Buffalo. So a kind of a challenging start there for the Dolphins. 3 of their first 4 games are on the road. Shifting gears now to week 5 through 8. You got the Giants at home in week 5. The G-Men went to the playoffs last season. They also have a tough schedule this season. Week 6, you face Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers with new head coach Frank Reich. And then in week 7, you go to Philadelphia, Sunday Night Football. So 2 Sunday Night Football games this year for the Dolphins. They come in the first 7 weeks of the season. You're going to Philly to take on the defending NFC champions. And then in week 8, you welcome the New England Patriots to Hard Rock Stadium. So the Dolphins face the Patriots twice in the first half of the season, getting both of those matchups out of the way. And then in week 9, you go to Frankfurt, Germany to take on the Kansas City Chiefs as part of the NFL's International Series. We heard that matchup yesterday, so Tyreek Hill not going back to Arrowhead. Instead, he will face his former team overseas. The Dolphins have to wait until week 10 for their bye week, but I like how it comes right after you go and play in Germany. You're going to have a lot of time off after that international trip. Week 11, you face the Raiders at home. And then week 12, that marquee matchup against Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets. That is the first ever Black Friday game in NFL history. So the day after Thanksgiving, Dolphins and Jets. So I'm sure a lot of Dolphins fans will be spending their Thanksgiving in the Big Apple. And then week 13, you stay up north going to Washington to take on the Commanders in week 13. Last 5 games look like this. Week 14 against the Tennessee Titans. That's going to be an interesting matchup. Could it be Ryan Tannehill or could it be Will Levis starting quarterback week 14 at home against the Tennessee Titans? Week 15, you take on the Jets at home. And then week 16, you face the Dallas Cowboys. So 3 straight home games there for the Dolphins. Feeling pretty good about going 3-0 there. And then week 17, you face the Baltimore Ravens. That game in Baltimore. The Dolphins won their week 2 last year. Can they do it again in week 17 this year? And then your regular season finale is against the Buffalo Bills in week 18. Could that be the AFC East title game? Week 18, Dolphins and Bills. Very well could happen. We'll have to wait and see, but that is the Dolphins 2023 schedule right there. More analysis coming here in a second, but be sure to subscribe if you want more daily Dolphins news and rumors videos. We're a year-round channel here on Dolphins Today. We're constantly bringing you Miami Dolphins coverage. Let's look at the schedule again. Week 1 against the Chargers. You're facing a Chargers team that you really struggled against last year. Now, it was a 26-20 final. Quite frankly, the game was closer than the score indicated. It was the worst performance of Tua's career, and Going in, he had an opportunity to shut everyone up that was saying the Dolphins made a mistake drafting him over Herbert. He's got a chance at redemption at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood on September 10th. And then week 2, your first primetime game of the season, coming against the New England Patriots in Foxborough. Now, the Patriots honoring Tom Brady week 1. I'm a little bit surprised they're not waiting until week 2 with the Sunday night game. But this will be Sunday night football. Dolphins and Patriots. Those two teams split the season series last year. Week 3, you face Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos. Now, the Broncos were not good last year. Sean Payton come to town could change things. I expect this to be an improved Denver team, and you will face them in the home opener. Week 4, you go to Buffalo. So the Bills and the Dolphins, kind of a win-win, I guess you could say, because you're not having to go to Buffalo when it's cold, and the Bills coming to Miami in Week 18 when they're not going to have to deal with the heat they were complaining about last year. Will the Dolphins win the AFC East? Could come down between those two teams, Dolphins and Bills. Type Y for yes or type in for no down in the comment section. And then Week 5, you face the New York Football Giants. That game is at home. These are two teams that both made the playoffs last year for the first time in a while, and both teams have tough schedules this upcoming season. Week 6, Bryce Young and the Panthers coming to town. The Panthers almost snuck into the playoffs last year, and they're going to be an even better team this year with Bryce Young and Frank Reich both coming to town. That might be a sneaky tough matchup here for the Dolphins. Week 7, you travel to Philadelphia. That's going to be one of your toughest games, one of the toughest places to play in the entire league against the defending NFC champ Philadelphia Eagles, who went 14-3 in the regular season last year. Week 8, you welcome the New England Patriots to Hard Rock Stadium. So that's what Week 5 through 8 looks like. The Patriots missed the playoffs last year. Remember, we needed them to lose in Week 18 to Buffalo, and they did. So the Dolphins made the playoffs over the New England Patriots last year. I expect that to be the case again. Those two teams will face off on October 29th. And then one of the more intriguing matchups of the entire NFL season, you're facing the Chiefs in Frankfurt, Germany. This is the first Dolphins game outside of Canada or London. So that is going to be a lot of fun to watch. Now, the Dolphins did play in Germany in the 80s, but that was a preseason game, first regular season game in Germany. The Dolphins did beat the Broncos way back when, so they're undefeated in Germany. Week 10, you got the bye. Again, I like that the bye week comes after the Germany trip. Week 11, you face the Raiders. That game is going to be at home. The Raiders had a disappointing season last year. They still have Josh McDaniels as the head coach, so you're probably feeling pretty good about winning that game. I don't really think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to do much in terms of improving that 6-11 record they had last year. And then another intriguing matchup in the Big Apple against the Jets on Black Friday. That game will be on Amazon Prime, the first ever Black Friday game in NFL history. And then Week 13, you go to Washington to take on the Commanders. The Commanders 8-1 last year. Sam Howell is expected to be the starting quarterback in Washington. Which opponent worries you the most? Probably not the opponent we just showed you, the Washington Commanders, but go down in the comments section. Let me know what opponent worries you the most. I'm worried about that Philadelphia game. I think it's going to be tough to win in Philly, especially when you consider that game is on the road. You're facing the defending NFC champs. That game's going to be tough. Week 14, you face the Titans at home. I think the big question there is, who is the starting quarterback going to be for the Tennessee Titans in that game? I think it's going to be Will Levis. Week 15, you face the Jets at home. So you face the Jets in Week 12, and then in Week 15. This Week 15 matchup probably going to have a lot of playoff implications on the line, I would assume. Week 16, you take on the Dallas Cowboys. That game will be at home, which is huge. You're facing a Dallas team that is going to be pretty good. I don't know about Super Bowl good, but it's still going to be a tough game here for the Miami Dolphins. Week 17, you face the Baltimore Ravens on the road. You won there last year, trying to win there again. That was a crazy win the Dolphins had last year. One of the biggest comebacks in NFL history. Week 18, you face the Buffalo Bills. That game is at home, so you're at Hard Rock concluding the season. Again, I'm sure Buffalo's pretty happy they're not having to face the Dolphins in September like they did last year. It's too hot for the Buffalo Bills. Predict the Dolphins' record in 2023. Go down in the comments section. Let me know. And stay tuned for a record prediction video tomorrow. You are not going to want to miss that. YouTube.com/Dolphins News. That's a sub link. Or you can hit the subscribe button below. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that video tomorrow.